This is Mellissa Thomas, Florida National News, coming to you from the Orange County Emergency Operations Center, where we will shortly hear from Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings and several other representatives from the various bodies that are watching and keeping updates on the COVID-19 outbreak here in Orange County. So stay tuned for those remarks.
A lot has happened within the last 24 hours throughout America, and certainly here within Orange County as it relates to the COVID-19 virus. It certainly is fast moving within our community and within the state of Florida. Overnight, we learned from the Department of Health that Orange County had its first confirmed case of the virus. The victim is a local resident who is living here in Orange County. That person was exposed, however, to the virus while outside of Orange County and is at this time self-isolating along with his family. Our goal today really is to continue to keep you informed and make sure whatever information we receive, we also share with our public. We are continuing to remain calm here within this community, and we want our residents to also remain calm. Together, we will get through this storm that is occurring throughout our community. The next few weeks are going to be uncomfortable for all of us because places and events that we love to frequent have either been closed or events have been postponed or canceled, and that is a necessary step that we have to take within this community to keep all of us overall safe.
Last week, as you all know, we were able to pass an $8.3 billion emergency package to deal with this pandemic. Last night on the House floor, after many, many hours of negotiations with Republicans and Democrats, we were able to pass the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. And what we're trying to do in that act is in the name, because with all of the many issues we're dealing with, it's how we take care of people. The safety and security of people is truly the number one concern, not just in this community, but in communities all over this nation, and quite frankly, all over the world. We know that this is a serious incident. We don't want people to panic, but we need to be ever vigilant. Coming together, making sure that federal, state, and local governments are working together. I think we saw an excellent example of that last night. But as I said in my remarks, that local government deals with crisis all the time. They are directly interacting with the people. And I just think there's so much to be learned, I think, from the federal government, that the federal government can learn from local government. But we just want to make sure that the Senate, as I said, passed the legislation that we basically stayed up all night to pass. It's really important. And then that the president gets it signed so that we can deal with people who are already feeling the negative impacts of this. And those are small businesses and people who, as I said, have to go to work every day, because if they don't go to work, they don't get paid, and they could lose their home, they could not be able to pay rent, and their kids don't eat.
We are certainly as prepared as we possibly can be here within Orange County. I do believe that the strength of our county rests in the fact that we are either fortunate to have had unfortunate events here, crises over time that has prepared us for a time such as this, after we have dealt with situations such as the Pulse nightclub incident. We've dealt with 3 hurricanes within a 6-week period of time. We've dealt with the aftermath of 9/11, and all of those events have prepared us to deal with this crisis in our community. It is a collaborative effort, as you can see from our various levels of government, but also we must work with the private sector and the nonprofit community as we respond to this virus. These are unusual times that we are living in, and so we have taken unusual measures here within our county to make certain that we stop the spread of the virus. And the individuals who are testing positive now, they certainly were exposed days ago, and so we want to make certain that we minimize or restrict the further spread of that virus in this community.
As we wrap up here at the Orange County Emergency Ops Center, today's press conference was basically to announce the confirmed case in Orange County. So far, we have one resident here. He is self-quarantined, and he did contract the COVID-19 virus in Palm Beach. He was at a brunch at Mar-a-Lago. Dr. Pino did confirm that today during a press conference. We don't know for sure if he was in contact with President Donald Trump at the time. We don't know if President Trump had attempted that brunch as well, but he did contract it there on the Mar-a-Lago property. He came back to Orange County. He is self-quarantined right now. His family is quarantined as well. The breaking news that we received from Representative Val Demings was after the completion of the bill that was drafted in the House in the wee hours this morning. They have agreed upon the bill, and it is moving to Senate for their approval, which is the Family First Coronavirus Response Act, which will provide funding to different food distribution companies throughout the nation to help with families who are in need, who are currently quarantined, children that can't necessarily go to school, families that can't necessarily venture out, so they will be able to get food to be able to be fed during this time. We also found out that the bill would actually provide funding up to 2 weeks of sick leave and family leave for families that are not allowed to go to work during this time. One other thing that she mentioned was the importance of Medicaid not being reduced, the coverage not being reduced during this time while everyone is protecting themselves from COVID-19 and for those who are suffering from the symptoms of COVID-19. We also heard from a representative from One Blood, and one of the unintended consequences, of course, of everyone self-quarantining is that there is a drastic reduction in blood donations. So visit oneblood.org to find out more of how you can help and contribute. So stay tuned right here at FloridaNationalNews.com as we continue our coronavirus coverage. This is Mellissa Thomas coming to you from Orange County Emergency Ops Center.